Hey guys, it is Tori and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my most anticipated reads slash new releases for 2023. I have so many books that I own that I want to read, and then a bunch of new releases I want to read, and also a bunch of books I want to buy, obviously, because everybody knows that buying books and reading books is two completely different hobbies. Knowing me, I'm gonna buy more books this coming year. But with all of that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials, my Goodreads, and my Amazon storefront down below. But with all that being said, let's get into my most anticipated reads slash new releases for 2023. So I quickly want to start off by saying thank you so much for all of the love my channel has been getting recently. I appreciate each and every one of you literally so much. And I got a comment that was saying that they're hoping that I have more book content coming out, and do not you guys worry. I have so many video ideas. I don't think I've ever been so inspired creatively for my YouTube channel in my life. Definitely go check out my Instagram because I post polls on there all the time asking what you guys want to see or which video you would like to see first between a couple. So just thank you for all the love. I appreciate you all so much. But we are going to start with the books I own that I want to read in 2023 slash finish. The first one that I want to finish, which I definitely think that this is going to be the first series I finished for the whole year, is going to be ACOTAR. So I finished the first ACOTAR book within like 3 days. I ate it up. I annotated the hell out of it. I was obsessed with it. It was so good. So I've started A Court of Mist and Fury, and I'm not super far into this book yet, but I plan on reading a bunch this weekend. It is Christmas weekend, and I have a lot of free time on my hands in the next week or two, and so I'm going to finish this one. And I don't know if I'll go right into ACOWAR. We'll just have to see the vibes I get from this. ACOTAR was a 5-star read for me, and I cannot wait to continue the series and dive into this world more. It is so good. Highly recommend. The next series I have that I want to read is the Mindfuck series. You guys saw me get this in my massive Amazon haul. I've heard the most amazing things about this, and I just feel like it's something I need to commit to because she is hefty. She's almost, I think she's like 700 pages long. But I've heard really good things about this, so I definitely want to get through this entire book in the coming year. But the next universe would be the Magnolia Parks universe. I only currently own the first one, but I definitely plan on getting the next two. This is supposed to be like Gossip Girl, but in London, very Chuck and Blair, very toxic, and who doesn't love a toxic relationship, you know, to read about? Not personally. I personally do not. I don't need more toxic relationships, but to read about one, I feel like sounds so fun, and I've heard such amazing things. There's 3 books so far, and I know that there's another one coming out at some point. I don't know when, but I'm very excited to dip my toe into this universe, and I've heard it's really good. Okay, next is one that should be no surprise to anybody. It is Addicted to You, the Addicted Calloway series. I have this one and Ricochet, but obviously I want the rest of them. But my game plan is I need to read the first one before I buy the rest of the series. So I'm kind of planning on reading this very soon. I know I've said that before, but I have seen it. It's just everywhere. It's all over my TikTok. Same with ACOTAR. Since I've been reading it, I was doing some TikTok research on it. So my whole For You page is ACOTAR addicted books all the time, you know, always books. But I really want to get into this. It is Destiny's like one of her top series, and I know that is Larry Reed's absolute favorite series of all time. She talks about it all the time. So I want to finally get into this. I've heard just the most amazing things, and that you fall in love with the couples, and it's just like you really understand this friend group and this found family. So the next series I want to read, it's more of it's a trilogy, but it is The Shadow and Bone. I've heard very mixed reviews about this, but I watched the show and I absolutely was obsessed with the first season. Season 2 comes out relatively soon, I believe, but I don't know. It was just so good. I was addicted to the show, and so I really want to read the series. I've heard, like I said, very mixed things about it, but Rachel, I think her name is Rachel Catherine, but she did a fantasy, like top fantasy books to read to get into fantasy or something, and this was in there, and so I want to read it. I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm really trying to dip into fantasy, and ACOTAR I feel like was the perfect start, and so I'm very excited to continue my fantasy adventure, but I feel like this is just going to be so good. And to go with the Shadow and Bone trilogy, I want to read the Six of Crows and the Crooked Kingdom duology. This is in the same universe, but about completely different characters. This was also in the Shadow and Bone show. They kind of like mixed the trilogy and the duology together to create that season. But I've heard that this is really, really good, and you just fall in love with the friend group and the found family and the relationships and the characters. And so I really, really, really want to read this, and it'll come. The time will come. I'm going to read my ass off this year. I can just feel it. I'm in a huge like book binge right now. I'm not buying books right now, but I just am really enjoying reading books right now, and so I'm very excited to read this. I have a few standalones, not very many, but the first one is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. I'm not 100% sure. But this is supposed to be very sad and heartbreaking, and a lot of people cry, but I know this book is becoming there's another one coming out, but it's from the guy's point of view. I don't know a whole lot about this, but I just know it's really, really good, and Destiny and Sarah both recommended it. So I got this one for my birthday, but I'm very excited to read this. I feel like it's just going to be something where like I have to be mentally prepared to have my heart broken. So I think this is just going to be a really good read that I'm very excited about. The next standalone is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This was her debut novel, and this is becoming a series. It's the UCMH series. This is obviously book one. I'm not sure if she's going to have another one come out next year, but I know that there are more books coming. But this is a ice skater, hockey player romance. I've seen it literally all over the internet. It is like taking over, or at least it was about a month or so ago. And I bought it, I just haven't read it yet. I definitely think that this will be a good book to read in between a series, like just to give myself a little bit of a break from that world. I've heard amazing things about this, and I'm really banking on it being like a 4.5 star book. Next, this one should be literally no surprise to anybody. It is Better Than the Movies. This is a YA romance. All I know is that there are a ton of really cute like quotes from rom-coms, and I'm very excited about that. So this is like a quick read. I think it's like 300 pages or so, 350 pages. So it's not too bad. I feel like this would be a quick, easy one. Like I said, once again, to read in between a series, or just to give myself kind of like a quick, easy read. But this one I'm very excited about. I've heard it's so good. I know it is Haley Pham's like #1 read of 2022. And so I'm very, very excited to read this one. Then my last two books I own that are standalones that I want to read are both summer books, which is why I haven't read them. So these will probably be like June, July reads. So the first one is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I think that this is the one that people say is similar to Love and Other Words. But this one is about this girl who I believe has like a lake house or something, and her like childhood best friend and her like hang out every summer, and then something happens and they don't see each other for a long time, but then the main female character goes back to this lake house because someone passes away, and they like rekindle their friendship, and it's like a friends to strangers to friends to lovers type of situation. Last book I own that I am planning on reading for 2023 is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter. I bought this when it was first blowing up, and I never read it. I don't know why, but I didn't. But I've heard that this is very good as well. I don't know a whole lot about it. I kind of go into books pretty blind which is the way I like to do it. Very excited about this one as well. Those are all the books I own that I plan on reading in 2023. Please hold me accountable to this video. Hold me accountable to this list. Like in like 3 months, ask me how I'm doing based on this list. And then at 6 months, ask me again. About every 3 months next year, keep me accountable, because these are ones that I need to get through. Like, no matter what, these need to be read. But now we're going to get into the books I don't own that I want to read, and then after that we will do the books that are being released in 2023 that I absolutely will be buying and or already pre-ordered. Why did no one tell me my lips look like that? I completely forgot to put lip product on. Y'all could have freaking warned me. But come on, besties. Let me know when I look crusty, please. Let me know next time. The first thing that's kind of like on my list of things I definitely want to read is the Kingdom of the Wicked series by Carrie Maniscalco. If I butchered that, I'm so sorry. But I recently saw Sarah Caroli read the first book and she was obsessed with it that she instantly bought the second book. And so I really, really want to get into those. That is kind of the first thing on my list. Then, depending on how the rest of the ACOTAR series goes, because a lot of people DNF it after they read the fourth one, which is the novella, because they don't want to read Silver Flames because 1, it's super, super long, and 2, because it is like not Feyre's point of view anymore. It's Nesta's point of view, and so people don't like that. But depending on how the rest of my reading experience with the Sarah J. Maas ACOTAR series goes, I want to read Crescent City and House of Sky and Breath. I've heard very mixed things about this, but since I love her writing so far, I want to read as much of her backlist as possible. So that duology, I definitely have my eye on. Next is Stalking Jack the Ripper. That series, I feel like, just looks so good. They have a box set that probably, like, if I can get something in a box set, I'll just buy it all because it's always so much cheaper. But I've heard amazing things about it. It's like fantasy, but also I believe kind of thriller, which just sounds amazing to me. As I'm getting into fantasy, I am like just literally so excited to feed my fantasy hunger. So I've heard that that's a really good one. And then Keeping and Binding 13, it's a duology by Chloe Walsh. This little duology, which I believe is being continued, but I don't remember. Destiny has gone on and on and on about those books. I watched her like top 22 books for 2022 video. I've watched it like 3 times, and she mentions both of those books in like her top 5. And so I definitely want to read those. I've just heard such good things about it. Next is Mile High by Liz. I don't know how to say her last name, I'm so sorry. But I saw Larry Reed's talk about this, and it is a hockey player romance, and I love hockey player romance. After reading The Deal, which was so good, I'm like obsessed with hockey player romance, and so that one, just because she said it was good, is why I want to read it. Another series I'm like kind of considering is the Brutal Prince series by Sophie Lark. First of all, let's just talk about the new covers. Oh my god, they are literally stunning. I don't want to buy all of them at once because I believe the 5th and 6th book still are in old cover form. If you buy them on paperback, you can't get them in the new covers on Amazon yet. But the new covers are just stunning, and I have heard good things about them. I believe Destiny has read them, and so is Larry Reed's. I believe her name is actually Larissa. So Destiny and Larissa both have liked that series so far. And then another series by Sophie Lark is the Air series. I don't know what it's actually called, but the first book is The Air. These are also absolutely stunning covers. The third one, for some reason, on Amazon is not in the new cover, just 1, 2, 4, 5. I'm not really sure what that's about, but I've just heard good things. I believe they're mafia romance, if I remember correctly. Next is the Indigo Ridge series. I think this is called the Edens series. That's what it is. And so far there's 3 that have been released, but there's another one that you can pre-order. But I've heard really, really good things about these books. Devney Perry is just, I don't know if I've read anything by her, but I've heard that she's an amazing writer, and so I'm very excited to possibly get into her world and see all these different siblings and all their different romances. Next is one I am on the fence about, and I'm not really sure what I want to do, but it's Throne of Glass. And if you've read it, please let me know if I need to read it. Like, is it something that's better than ACOTAR, or is it not as good, or like what's the gist with the Throne of Glass series? Let me know. But I do have the box set in my TBR, because once again, if it's in a box set and I can just buy them all at once and it's just way cheaper than like buying the first one and then deciding I want the rest of them, then I'm gonna do it that way. But let me know what you guys think about it, because I'm not sure. I don't know why, but I'm not sure. But those are kind of all of the books on my TBR that I have not, like, that I definitely want to read, but are not brand new releases for the year. Let's get into the books that are being released in 2023. So the first one is Jasper Vale. This is part of the Edens series. This one is being released on January 31st of 2023. This one I'm probably not going to pre-order because I need to read the first one before I decide that I want to read the fourth one. This next one I definitely am going to pre-order. I believe it comes out January 10th. It is X's and O's by Amy Leah. This is the influencer series. This book is literally about a book influencer. I have to have that and I have to read it. This one, I'm so excited about it. I watched Destiny's like anticipated releases video for 2023. It was part of her Bookmas like series she did. But the second I heard her talking about it, I put it in my wish list because, oh my god, I have to read it. I'm literally so excited about it. I just want to know what authors think of us book influencers. Like, I want to know their perspective of it. So that one I'm probably is the one I'm most excited about for 2023 releases. Like, it's just at the top of my list. I'm very, very excited about that. The next one is The Hawthorne Brothers by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. If you did not know, I recently read The Inheritance Games and I loved it. I was going to start the second book, but then I kind of got bored within the first couple chapters, so that's when I started ACOTAR. I definitely plan on going back to the series, but I've been dying to read ACOTAR, and since I have the time to kind of commit to it, I started ACOTAR instead. But that one is the same universe and stuff, but it's different in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but that one is being released on August 29th, so that one has a long time to wait, so I'm not going to pre-order it yet. The next one is Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. This is released February 7th. I haven't read anything by Tessa Bailey yet, but this one I believe is a Valentine's Day romance, so I just thought it would be kind of fun. We will see if I get it or not. And then the next one is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This comes out June 13th. I haven't read anything by her yet either. I have Love on the Brain, and I don't think I'm going to buy Love Hypothesis just because I've heard they're so similar, but I've just heard really, really good things about Ali Hazelwood's writing, and so that one I kind of have my eye on. These next two are ones that I probably will pre-order, even though I haven't read the one that comes before it yet. So the first one is Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the Dreamland Billionaire series. This is the third book. This comes out January 31st. So I have the fine print and terms and conditions, and I haven't read them yet, but I definitely plan on it. I plan on reading those. I've heard mixed things about Final Print. That's what it's called, right? Fine print, not final print. I'm so sorry. I've heard mixed things about fine print, but I've heard the best things about terms and conditions. And I love these covers. They're literally so stunning. I am like obsessed with them. And then the last book for this video is Things We Hide from the Light. This is by Lucy Score. This is the second book to Things We Never Got Over. It's called the Knock 'Em Out series. I don't know why, but that's also because I haven't read the first one yet. But the cover is just really, really pretty. I've heard really good things about Things We Never Got Over. And so that one's just kind of on my radar. That one comes out February 21st, if I didn't say that already. Those are kind of all the books that I want to read, buy, and am excited for 2023. I know there's a lot, but I don't know. I have big ambitions for myself for reading in 2023. If you are wondering, my Goodreads goal is going to be 45 books for 2023. I did the math, and that's about 3.75 books a month, which I feel like is doable. And so I'm done with college in May. So we'll just have to see how the first 5 months of the year go reading wise, but I think after I'm done with college, I'm gonna have so much extra free time to read that I'm literally so excited for. So I feel like I'll be able to fly through books a lot easier. Like I've been on college break and I was able to finish ACOTAR in literally like 2.5 days. So if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. But those are all my books, and let me know what books you guys are excited to read or buy or that are being released for 2023 down below. If there's anything you guys are like, she needs to read this, I feel like she'd love it, let me know. And with all of that being said, I love you all so much. I appreciate you. I hope you had an amazing Christmas. I am filming this before Christmas, but it won't be up until after. So I hope you had an amazing Christmas. Hope you got everything you wished for. I hope you ate good food and you stayed safe with all this bad weather we are having right now. And I hope you have the most amazing New Year's. And I cannot wait to see you guys next year. Just so you know, what I got for Christmas video will be coming after this one. I have a few Christmases that aren't happening until after like actual Christmas, and so I know that my like haul won't be done before the first of the year. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing holiday season, and I love you all so much. Check out all my links down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.